Today to talk about 3 easy recipes that you can make for Christmas for yourself if you're by yourself or if there's only 2 of you. Let's have a look at these really easy, budget-friendly recipes. It's Donna with Elderly Adventures. The first thing I want to tell you is to set a beautiful table setting. No matter whether you're eating in front of the TV, get a little tray, set it up beautifully. Do it nice. I am reading off a list here. I'm going to go through the recipe and then I'll post it below. So the first one is a 1-pan baked chicken thighs with vegetables. All you need is 2 bone-in, skin-on chicken thighs. Those are often cheaper than boneless, so that's why we suggest that. And then you need 2 medium potatoes. You want to dice those up. A cup of frozen beans or some other seasonal vegetable that's nice and cheap, and a carrot sliced. 2 tablespoons of olive oil, a teaspoon of garlic powder, and a teaspoon of paprika, and salt and pepper to taste. That's it. Put it all in one pot, okay? You're going to preheat your oven to 375. Toss the potatoes, the carrots, the vegetables in the olive oil, garlic powder, and paprika. And then rub the chicken thighs with olive oil and season with salt and pepper and paprika and place them on top of the veggies. Then you're going to bake them for 35 to 45 minutes. Then they're done. You can also do the same type of recipe and you can kind of level it up a little bit. It might be a little bit more expensive. So you use Cornish hens instead of the chicken thighs. And a cup of baby potatoes, halved. So those baby potatoes are delicious, but they're very expensive. And then a cup of Brussels sprouts and maybe some green beans. And then you're going to use a carrot sliced up again. And 2 tablespoons of olive oil, a teaspoon of garlic powder, a tablespoon of rosemary or thyme, and then salt and pepper to taste. Now this time you preheat the oven to 400 degrees. You toss the potatoes, carrots, and Brussels sprouts in your olive oil, your garlic powder, your rosemary, your salt and pepper, and you arrange them on a sheet pan. Use like a cookie sheet pan, one with little edges. And then place the Cornish hen in the middle and season with the olive oil, the garlic, the rosemary, salt and pepper. And then you roast for 40 to 50 minutes. Simple, simple, simple. Really easy to do. And then you have an optional glaze for this one. You can use cranberry sauce with honey. So just mix a little bit of honey in your cranberry sauce and just spread it over your Cornish hen. The next thing is a crock pot glazed ham dinner. This one's really kind of cool. And I mean, it doesn't get much easier than a crock pot dinner, right? Really easy to clean up too. I love crock pot dinners. So 2 slices of ham steak or a small 1 to 2 pound boneless ham. And then you want to throw a cup of baby carrots, a cup of cubed sweet potatoes or potatoes, a half a cup of honey, a 1/4 cup of Dijon mustard, and 2 tablespoons of orange juice, and 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. Place your ham in the bottom of the crock pot, add your carrots, your potatoes around the ham, and then whisk together the other ingredients, and then pour over the ham and the veggies, all right? Cook on low for 4 to 5 hours or on high for 2 to 3 hours. And there you go. You serve it directly from the pot. You don't have to do anything else. And you have a beautiful Christmas dinner, okay? And the ham stays juicy. If you are vegetarian, you could do this dish. So it's a crock pot stuffed acorn squash meal, okay? And it's vegetarian friendly. So we have 1 acorn squash, you half it, and you take the seeds out, okay? Then you use a half a cup of cooked quinoa, however you say it, or rice, okay? So half a cup of cooked, a 1/4 cup dried cranberries, 2 tablespoons of goat cheese, and that is optional, 3 tablespoons of chopped pecans, and a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon, a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, and a 1/4 cup of water. All right. So you mix the quinoa, the cranberries, the pecans, the goat cheese, the cinnamon, and the nutmeg in a bowl. And then you fill each of the squash halves with the mixture. Then you add a 1/4 cup of water to the bottom of the crock pot and place the squash halves inside. Cover and cook for 4 to 5 hours, or high for 3 hours, okay? Until the squash is really tender. And then serve directly from the crock pot. You can also do this in the oven, and all you have to do different is put it on a baking sheet or a little pan with a small little lip, and put your squash halves on there and bake it at 350 degrees for about 35-40 minutes, okay? So you can do it either way, crock pot or a pan in the oven. You can also change out the ham. So you could change out the ham for barbecued pork loin if you would prefer that. Again, it's reasonably priced, okay? So that is something that you could do as well. Next, I want to talk about dessert. So I have a couple of dessert options for you, okay? So one really easy, quick dessert, and it's very, very inexpensive, is apple crisp. Okay, so this is a recipe for 2. Perfect for Christmas, right? It's a cozy little dessert that you can have after your dinner with a nice little coffee or a beverage of your choice, okay? So you have 2 medium apples, and peeled and sliced. 2 tablespoons sugar, white or brown, or you can mix it up if you'd like. A 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/8 teaspoon of nutmeg, and that is optional, 1/3 cup of rolled oats, and 1 tablespoon of flour, all-purpose or whole wheat flour, whatever you have, 2 tablespoons of butter or margarine, and a pinch of salt. You preheat the oven to 350. You toss the sliced apples with 1 tablespoon of the sugar, the cinnamon, and the nutmeg. Spread them evenly in a baking dish, so something small like a 6x6 dish, or you can use 2 small round ones, whatever you like. Then you make the topping. So you mix the oats, the flour, the remaining sugar and salt and butter, and you use your fingers or a fork to mix until crumbly. Then you sprinkle the crumble mixture over the apples. Bake for 25 to 30 minutes or until the topping is golden and the apples are tender. Cool and serve. So let it cool for a few minutes before serving. You can put ice cream on it, whipped cream, and that's a lovely, easy, simple dessert. And then we have the simple bread pudding, okay? So a simple bread pudding. So 4 slices of stale bread, any kind of leftover bread will do. A cup of milk, 1 egg, a 1/4 cup of sugar, a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon, a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract, which is optional, but I think it adds a lot of flavor, and a 1/2 cup of raisins or nuts, and those are definitely optional as well. So you preheat the oven to 350. Tear the bread into small pieces and place in a greased baking dish, okay? Make sure you grease it up. Then you whisk the milk, the egg, the sugar, the cinnamon, the vanilla in a bowl. Place it over the bread. Sprinkle raisins or nuts on top. And then bake for 25 to 30 minutes. That's it. So simple idea. I have one more dessert for you. We had 3 dinner recipes for Christmas, and now we have 3 dessert recipes, okay? So the last one, number 3 that I have, budget friendly, no bake peppermint chocolate bark. So the ingredients are 1 cup of chocolate chips, semi-sweet or dark, a 1/4 cup white chocolate chips, and 4 candy canes crushed. So melt the chocolate chips in the microwave in 30-second intervals. Spread the melted chocolate onto a parchment-lined baking sheet. If using white chocolate, drizzle it on top and swirl with a toothpick. And then you sprinkle the crushed candy canes over top of the chocolate. and then you let it sit in the fridge for an hour or two. And that's it. Then you break it into pieces and you enjoy. So that is very, very budget friendly. Minimal ingredients. If you don't have the white chocolate or it's too expensive, just use the dark chocolate. It will be delicious anyway. Okay, so there are your recipes that anybody can make to have a beautiful Christmas, either solo or as a couple. So Merry Christmas, everybody. Have a wonderful Christmas dinner. Be brave, be strong, and love endlessly.